Now, more of Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Opportunity Project, the only show directly addressing the problems and solutions for Illinois. Now, from AM 560, here's Dan Proft.
Dan, back with Ted Dabrowski from wirepoints.com on this edition of Rising. And Ted, dovetailing on our discussion of pensions, property taxes. Property taxes. Not even a newly minted Hall of Famer can tackle Illinois property taxes. Brian Urlacher, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame last weekend, gave a great speech. Trying to sell his spread in Mettawa in Lake County. He spends most of his time in Arizona now. He bought his mansion, 11,000 square foot, 7-bedroom, 5-bath, 2 pole barns, 2-story playhouse. Bought it in 2004 for $2.3 million, which is about $3.08 million in 2018 dollars. The home is listed for sale presently $2.69 million, so that's about 13% less than he paid for it in real dollars. Down from $3 million when he listed it last May. His tax bill, 2017, is up is at $50,000. It's up 64% since he bought it in 2004. So property tax bill has increased in real dollars 64% during the 14 years he's owned it. The value of the property has decreased 13% in real dollars since he's owned it. And this is on the lower end. I mean, you're talking about high-end property. This is about 1.8%, the property tax bill as a percentage of home value at the ask price he has. In like most places, like places like Grays Lake, for you've got a $250,000 home, and it's more like 4 and 5% of home value. So Urlacher's relatively better situated, but obviously that price point is pretty rarefied air, and it just speaks to this larger problem of people's home value being decimated by property taxes, which are largely used to fund what?
Pensions.
And so we looked at McHenry County this week as in a continuing series of regional reports. And I mean, the stories are trader Jamie Charles paid $300,000 in 1993 for a 5,000 square foot, 5-bedroom restored log cabin in Bull Valley in McHenry County, 3 acres. So 25 years later, it's $523,000 in 2018 dollars. He sold it on May 31st of this year for $350,000, effectively $227,000 less than when he paid. And over the time he owned the property, those 25 years, he paid another $300,000 in property taxes. His property tax bill when he sold, $17,293, effectively 4.9% of home value. On and on and on. You look at community after community, as we looked at home sales data for the first 6 months of this year in McHenry County, community by community, and you see people getting hammered. Even year over year, the housing recovery, not here, not in Illinois.
Not yet, no.
Bull Valley, year over year, 2017 to 2018, down 1.31% median sale price. Cary, down 2.5%. Algonquin, down 3.5%. Huntley down 5.5%. Richmond down 10%.
Well, Dan, people are getting scared now because they're saying, "Hey, if I don't get out of here now, it's bad now, and it's only going to get worse. So if I don't get out of here now, I'm in trouble." I did the story recently of a mayor from Lakewood who looked at his tax bill. It was almost $16,000 a year. He went down to Alabama, found a 10-acre nice spot down in Alabama, $2,000 a year. And he did the math. He did the math, the family math that everybody's doing in their kitchens or their living rooms, and said, "Wait a minute, if I save 13,000 something, whatever the number was, a year for the next 20 years, I'm talking about $600,000, $1 million, whatever it is. It's a lot of money, and that's the math that most families will do, and it's an easy one. It's a slam dunk when you start to realize how low they are.
Well,
elsewhere.
And speak to the property taxation. Where your property tax dollars are going, whether they're going to fund, you said pensions, and that's right. But I just don't think people have a sense of this. My property taxes, but to pay for these great schools. I mean, I get it. Paying for a pension benefit, salary and pensions, which is the majority of the expense of school districts, is part of having good schools, having good personnel. But I don't think people understand the scale, just as we were talking about with some of these pensions in the previous segment.
Well, that's one. One is the average, and again, I think there's a slide of it. We have to be careful between some of the small cities downstate who really don't have the high salaries and the high pensions, to be fair to them. But on average, the average pension for a teacher who retires in their 50s, right? The average pension in Illinois for a career worker will be about $2.3 million. And that's very unaffordable to the people who live here. The average ordinary resident can't afford to pay those pensions. And that's what's adding up. And then you add all the districts and all the administrators, and that number's ballooned. And they, of course, make much more than that. So when you add all that monstrosity up, you end up with these 3% and 4% tax rates in places like McHenry County.
And this is why Brian Urlacher is choosing to spend his retirement in Chandler, Arizona, not Meadowa, Illinois.